Welcome back to Tamika Willis and her dividends, where we take risks and build a better future one dividend at a time. All right, you guys. So today we're going to be talking about 16 stocks that I would recommend you invest 5,000 in each. Okay. So an example would be Pepsi. If you put 5,000 into Pepsi, they have a dividend yield of 3.82%, and you would basically get 15.92 per quarter, which is $191 a year. Okay, so our next one I would recommend you put $5,000 into is Johnson and Johnson. Okay, so they have a dividend yield of 2.7%, and that is $11.33 pretty much every quarter, which is $136 a year. All right. So our next one is going to be FRT with a dividend yield of 4%. That's $18 per month, which is $227 a year. Pretty nice, right? Yeah. So again, that was FRT. Okay. So our next one is going to be HRL with a dividend yield of 4.9%. They will give you $20.63 a quarter, which is $247 a year. Okay. Now, if you want that nice check, that's a nice one, right? That one's worth the 5,000. Yes, it is. Our next one is going to be UVV. Oh yes, it's getting good, you guys. With a dividend yield of 5.9%, that would be $24.88 per month, which is $298.50 a year from them. Pretty nice, right? Okay, now you're really gonna love this next one. The next one is MO with a dividend yield of 6%. You would get $26.17 per quarter, which is $314 a year, right? That's a really nice one. But you know I'm gonna have to give you guys some bonuses. All right, so we got a lot more to go through. Our next one is going to be PG with a dividend yield of 2.9%. That will be $12.21 per month, well, per quarter, which would be $146 a year. Our next one is going to be KO with a dividend yield of 3%. That's going to be $13 a month, which is $157.50 a year. Okay. Also, you guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my previous videos. And the last video I did, I basically was telling you 1,000 stocks you should put $1,000 into. So yes, some of them may have made this list. That means that I approve of it. Okay, so our next one on the list is ITW with a dividend yield of 2.6%. That would be $11 per month, which is $132 a year. Still a nice chunk of change annually, right? Our next one is going to be Colgate with a dividend yield of 2.68%, which is $11.17 per quarter. That is going to be nice because it's going to come to $134 a year. Totally worth it, guys. When you really see the bigger picture, it was worth it. Our next one is going to be AWR with a dividend yield of 2.7%. That's going to be $11.50 per quarter, which is $138 a year. Definitely, you guys, you got to get these stocks. The next one is CLX with a dividend yield of 4%. That's going to give you $18.33 a month, which is $220 a year. That's nice, right? That's pretty hefty. And again, that was CLX because you probably will want to include that one. And again, I'm mentioning stocks that I believe that if you put in $5,000, into these, then this is pretty much what you would be getting per quarter and annually. Okay. All right. Our next one is SWK. Okay. So with a dividend yield of 5%, you would get $21.44 per month, which is $257.50 a year. All right, you guys. Is it sounding good or what? These little paychecks add up to pay different things and to buy other things you might need. Or maybe you're like me, you just want to compound on top of the next money, the next money. You might want to just reinvest the dividend and get even more, you know. That's if you're, you know, wanting to retire one day. Okay, our next one is going to be Target, TGT. With a dividend yield of 5%, you would get $21.75 per quarter if you invested $5,000 in that stock. All right, so that would be $261 a year. Okay, so our last one is going to be LEG with a dividend yield of 2%. That would give you $9.46 per quarter. With that, grand total annually would be $113.50 for LEG if you put $5,000 into that stock. And don't forget to like the video. So now here's what your total annual income would be from all these stocks that I just mentioned. Your annual income would end up being $2,000 and $2,500.55 basically. So that would be $2,555. Okay, yes, so that's the annual total. When I added up all 15 of those stocks, that's what you would be getting annually just from having that amount of money into this. So I probably should add it up how much you're spending. So give me a second so I can add that for a second. Yeah, for some reason I didn't think to do that for you because I don't know, I just kind of, you know, felt like, you know. Okay, so if you invested in all 15 of those stocks, you would basically have spent $75,000, okay? That's how much you would have into those, all 15 together added up. But yeah, that would get bigger as the year goes on. You're getting those dividends are collecting. You would obviously have a new total the next year, the next year, the next year if you leave that money in there. Okay. All right, so you guys, I hope you enjoyed that basically. And yeah, our next video, I'm gonna let you guys know what stocks I think you should invest $10,000 into. Because maybe you just want even more than the amount that we talked about today, and you know where you're headed. You're trying to retire, and you're trying to just be done with working in general. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Like and subscribe.